Most people think danger looks loud. A crisis, a mistake, a bad decision you regret instantly. But the most expensive financial mistakes don't feel dangerous at all. They feel reasonable, comfortable, even responsible. They feel like progress. Imagine this. Nothing dramatic happens. You don't lose your job. You don't get sick. You don't make a reckless bet. Your life just slowly gets heavier. Not emotionally. Financially, your monthly obligations creep up. Your flexibility shrinks. Your stress rises even though your income hasn't gone down. And one day you wake up confused. You're earning more than you used to. But somehow you feel poorer. This isn't bad luck. It's a pattern. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. It starts with one upgrade. Not a splurge. Not something irresponsible. Just something that feels logical. A nicer apartment because you're doing well now. A better car because it's safer. A wardrobe upgrade because you want to look professional. Each decision makes sense on its own. The problem is what comes next. That first upgrade quietly changes the rules of your life. Before, your expenses were flexible. After, they become permanent. Your baseline shifts. And suddenly, things that used to feel fine now feel unacceptable. The old place feels cramped. The old car feels embarrassing. The old habits feel out of place. You didn't become materialistic. Your environment just raised expectations without asking permission. This is how comfort becomes dangerous. Because comfort doesn't stop. It expands. Every new level demands support. A slightly better neighborhood demands higher rent. Higher rent demands stable income. Stable income demands less risk. Less risk demands staying put, even when you're unhappy. What started as comfort quietly turns into constraint. This is why so many people feel trapped without knowing why. They didn't make one big mistake. They made a series of small, sensible ones. Each one locked the door a little tighter. There's a lie baked into modern money culture. The lie says, if you can afford it, you should enjoy it. But affordability isn't the same as sustainability. You can afford many things that make your life fragile. A payment you can handle today can become a cage tomorrow, especially when it stacks. Because upgrades do arrive alone. They bring friends. A nicer home makes your old furniture feel wrong. New furniture makes your old electronics look cheap. New electronics make your habits feel outdated. You're not chasing luxury. You're chasing alignment. You're trying to make everything match. And matching is expensive. This is why people with high incomes still live paycheck to paycheck. Not because they're reckless, but because their identity has overhead. They're not just paying bills. They're maintaining a version of themselves. A version that requires constant upkeep. The more polished the image, the more fragile the finances. And here's the part nobody talks about. Once your lifestyle needs maintenance, you stop making decisions for opportunity and start making decisions for stability. You don't ask, what do I want to build? You ask, what can I not afford to lose? That shift is subtle, but it's deadly to long-term freedom. This is why playing it safe often leads to the most financial anxiety. Safety has a price tag, and it renews every month. You see this clearly when something goes wrong. A small setback suddenly feels huge. A missed paycheck causes panic. A minor expense feels like an emergency. Not because the problem is big, but because your margin is gone. Comfort ate it. The strange part is, most of this pressure is invisible. From the outside, everything looks fine. Nice place, decent car, good job. But inside, every decision feels heavy. You can't step back without feeling like you're failing. You can't slow down without consequences. That's not wealth. That's dependence. Real wealth creates options. This creates obligations. And the worst part, the things you upgraded to feel less enjoyable over time. The new becomes normal. Normal becomes expected. Expected becomes stressful to maintain. So you need another upgrade, not for joy, but to restore the feeling you had before. That's the treadmill, and it never stops on its own. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The most powerful financial move isn't earning more. It's lowering the cost of being you. When your identity is expensive, every decision becomes defensive. But when your identity is simple, money becomes flexible. You don't need to impress. You don't need to keep up. You don't need to maintain appearances. You can say no without fear. You can walk away without panic. You can survive volatility without stress. That's not minimalism. That's leverage. And leverage is freedom. This doesn't mean you can't enjoy money. It means you should be careful what you anchor your life to. Because anchor items set expectations. And expectations dictate spending long after the excitement fades. If you anchor your life to status, you'll always need income to defend it. If you anchor your life to simplicity, income becomes optional, not urgent. That's the difference. Most people don't lose money from one bad decision. They lose it maintaining a story they outgrew. A story that says success must look a certain way. A story that demands upgrades as proof. A story that quietly taxes your future. The irony is this: the people with the most control over their time often look the least impressive. And the people who look the most impressive are usually the most constrained. So before the next upgrade, pause. Not to ask if it's cool. Not to ask if you deserve it. Ask something harder. If nothing else in my life improved, would this make my life easier or heavier? If it adds weight, it's not progress. It's friction you're volunteering for. Most financial stress isn't caused by lack of income. It's caused by unnecessary complexity. And complexity compounds faster than interest ever will. If this changed how you think about spending, hit the like button so more people can hear it. Subscribe to the channel if you want honest conversations about money that focus on freedom, not appearances. Because comfort doesn't make you safe. Clarity does.